Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of the character balance preview for Street Fighter V Season 2. Once again, I won't be reading every single report we've gotten, just a little preview of the characters, and then we'll be going through it in great detail when the patch notes are finally released. So, let's start with Dhalsim. Dhalsim's V-trigger stays out even if hit on activation. So what happened before is that Dhalsim players would go for a random slide, activating the V-trigger, and if the opponent blocked it, he had an opportunity, if his V-reversal caused some kind of hit, it would actually hit Dhalsim and cancel his V-trigger altogether. A huge counter to Dhalsim, and was discovered actually quite shortly after the game was released, and hurt Dhalsim pretty bad, and most Dhalsim players relied on using his V-reversal. But now, you don't have to worry, the flame will still go out. Obviously, you won't take the initial hit from it, but the flame will still be on the ground, so that's a good buff. Standing hard punch has been changed to a crush counter now. Dhalsim's standing hard punch is the one where his legs go underneath his legs, and both his hands are straight across the ground forward and goes underneath fireballs. That's changed to a crush counter, and you can actually super cancel that now. So if you see the opponent throwing a fireball and you know it's going to crush counter, you can hit the opponent, cancel into the super, and it'll actually hit the opponent. So a really huge punish for players using fireball, so that's pretty scary. Hit stun and speed of limbs across the board have been changed. So all of Dhalsim's normals are like faster, cause more hit stun, like they're like 0 on block. So if Dhalsim keeps hitting his limbs and you're trying to walk towards him and block, he can stop you now. So Dhalsim's gonna be really scary. Like all of his normals across the board look like they are buffed. His back heavy punch, that's the one where he shoots both his hands up in a 45-degree angle. They reduce the startup time on that, so it's faster, so you can anti-air with that, and it's really scary because that's a crush counter, don't forget. And then his back medium punch, his other anti-air, is reduced to 6 frames. So just, like I said, his limbs are all faster. He actually has a new low normal now, the down back medium kick. Before, Dhalsim players were complaining that all their crouching lows are all slides and they're all unsafe. Now he has a down back medium kick that hits the low, and it's going to be really good for footsies and just a low attack where you don't have to overcommit and you stand your ground. So overall, a lot of Dhalsim players are pretty hyped with the changes that are coming to Dhalsim, and with the Gray Life changes, it seems like Dhalsim is going to be very strong in Season 2 for sure. Okay, moving on to Ken. Back medium punch has been nerfed from 4 frames to 5 frames. I always thought it was pretty ridiculous that Ken's back medium punch was 4 frames. It's as fast as some characters' lights, man, and that converts into insane amount of damage. Ken's would constantly poke with that back medium punch so damn fast, so now it's 5 frames. V-skill step kick pops the opponent higher now, which I guess allows combos that he otherwise couldn't do, which will be interesting, so we can see what he can do with that, probably like double uppercut combos. His target combo, back medium punch, hard punch, into V-skill, step kick, into EXDP is possible now with that change. Air EX Tatsu is now negative on block if it lands above the opponent's knees, so it's probably just more minus. It's not a free way for Ken to get in and do 2 hits and like confirm. Now he actually has to aim it properly, and the opponent gets a chance to space himself to defend himself against it because it's so damn fast. Air medium Tatsu increased hurt box and less active frames. This is no surprise. This is like the Ken thing where many Ken players were able to get in for free, meterless, with just jumping random medium Tatsus. Like I said, the hurt box was like non-existent on that thing. So now they just made it much easier to anti-air. Standing hard kick crush counter confirm time is much shorter. So Ken players, when they do footsies and they press hard kick, you have more than enough time when you see the crush counter to input the run and then do a crazy combo. Ken had one of the strongest confirming crush counters in the game just from playing neutral with it. Very strong, so I'm not surprised that Capcom made this harder to do and harder to confirm. V-skill run in general is slower. So Ken's run is slower. I think this is a little overkill. I think if the input delay changes are coming into the game, I think it's kind of overkill to also nerf Ken's run speed as well, because the thing is, we did see the run coming. It was just that the input delay made it hard to stop it, and I think it's just too much of a nerf if we just nerf the speed and the input delay if it comes. So yeah, I'm really curious what Ken will land in Season 2, especially with the input change if it's true, and if not, I guess Ken players will just migrate to Akuma. Alright, Nash. Slower startup on Moonsault, that's the flip kick that everyone thinks is going to cross you up and you block the wrong way. Increased recovery frames on backdash, and distance shortened on backdash. I really thought that Capcom would actually start going after his forward dash, considering it's got that weird, I wouldn't say bug, but that strange dash animation where it's like 9-frame reaction time. But they're actually going after his back dash, it seems. Just the recovery, it'll be easier to punish, and he won't go back as far. Really, really interesting. So they're going after his mobility. Increased recovery frames on his V trigger. So this means that after Nash teleports, it'll take him a little longer before he can act. I think they're doing this because of situations where Nash can teleport behind you and then instantly hit you low or throw you. And basically, if you're near no life and Nash has V trigger, you're pretty much donezo because the mix-up is so fast. So I guess they're going after that. Nash in general has insane mobility and space control, one of the strongest. And with nerfs to his backdash, I wonder how he will fare in this new aggressive meta, it seems, for Season 2. Alright, moving on to Guile. Guile's V-trigger bar has been changed from 3 bars to 2 bars. A really big change here. Now, a lot of people here are going to think, wow, this is an insane buff. But I don't think that's how you should be looking at it. I think they're going after his V-trigger going to 2 bars because they don't like the idea of Guile having 3 V-reversals, potentially. I think that most of the pro Guile players don't really use his V-trigger too much and actually use that V-gauge for insane V-reversals. Guile has a decent V-reversal, and it's just a character that's hard enough to get in on, and when he does, having 3 bars I think is a little too much. So a lot of you guys might think this is a buff, but I think it's more of a nerf. Crouching medium punch creates further pushback now, which means that Guile apparently can no longer do his Sonic Boom loops. So with the combination of the Sonic Boom loops gone and the V-trigger change, I think overall, I think Capcom was attacking Guile and making sure he can't do as much V-reversals. But I still think Guile is buffed overall. We have some changes. Standing medium punch to crouching medium punch now links without counter hit. So we got a medium into a medium link. Is that the first DLC character that gets to do 2 mediums in a combo? I think so. I think this is a first. Forward hard kick, that's the upside down kick, now links in the crouching medium punch, non-counter hit. Very, very strong. That was already strong to begin with. And you had the counter hit confirmed it, but now that links. That's really scary for Guile. So now he has got 2 really good aggressive pokes that can confirm really well into a lot of damage. I feel like Guile might be one of the strongest characters even with the loop gone, especially if they do not change his Sonic Boom properties. I feel like Guile's going to be really, really strong. And like I said, I don't think he relies on his loops, man. I really don't. Okay, moving on to Cammy. Increased recovery frames on all her dive kicks. EX has to land on the knee or lower to be safe. No surprise they're attacking Cammy's dive kicks here. So she has to aim it better, just like Ken has to aim his Air EX Tatsu better. And so she can't just hit you right in the shoulders and then you're still stuck in a situation where are you going to get frame trapped, are you going to get thrown, are you going to get shimmied? A lot of scary things can happen. It's really hard to stop because it's so fast. Air throw added. This was really interesting because back in the day before the Phase 1 beta came out, I was playing Street Fighter 5 in LA. She had an air throw, but they took it out. I guess because it was overlapping with the fact that she has a hooligan into air throw. But now Capcom just gave her air throw back, so it's really interesting. Cammy has an air throw now. I wonder what the Oki is on that. V reversal doesn't knock down anymore. This is kind of funny because Cammy's V reversal is actually not that good. Even though her V reversal does cross up the opponent, it's actually pretty minus on block. You can punish that V reversal. There's not too many V reversals you can punish on block, and Cammy's you can. So they nerfed it even further by making it not even knock down the opponent. Really interesting. So yeah, Cammy is one of the most aggressive pressure-based characters in the game. If they didn't touch her dive kicks, that would be a serious issue with the meterless Dragon Punch nerfs to the game. So I think it's a no-brainer for Capcom to go after her on that, because yeah, if you gotta use meter to stop Cammy, it's gonna be a serious problem, man. She'll be a beast. Alright, Urien. Aegis Reflector seems to stay out longer than before. Might be placebo, don't know. Step kick, that's his back hard kick, is now changed to down forward hard kick, that's the input. I like that they changed Urien's step kick to his back hard kick because that allowed him to do his back hard kick and maintain a charge. But the issue was that a lot of Urien players like to rely on standing hard kick as his anti-air. And if a lot of the times you're walking backwards and you try to anti-air your opponent, you'll do a step kick by accident, you'll get absolutely blown up for it. It's happened to me countless times on stream. So I think that's why Capcom changed it to a down forward hard kick input now. He now has a cross-up. Jumping light kick is now Urien's cross-up. Pretty insane. He didn't have a cross-up in Street Fighter 3, so it's just a buff, man. Urien's jump isn't the best, but giving him a cross-up is still a cross-up. It's like giving a Baro a cross-up, man. I already think Urien is very viable, and now with the new season, we'll get to see some pro players actually get some time with him and relax, because there's no rush now, because the tournaments are just starting all over again. And I want them to really shine and learn this character, so I cannot wait to see some Urien in Season 2. Alright, Laura. Laura, crouching light punch into light punch elbow can now combo outside of counter hit. This is just like a quality of life change, similar to like Alex, where you can just spam the crouching light punches and confirm into something without, using meter. EX Thunderclap, that's the fireball, positions opponents higher now on hit in a non-V-trigger state. I'm not sure what the point of this is. I don't know if this is attacking Laura's mix-up, because a lot of her mix-ups start from the EX fireball. So I'm not sure if this will affect it or make it better. I would have to see it myself with my own eyes. But it'll be really interesting if they do go after Laura's mix-up game, because it is meter dependent. Laura's V-reversal pushback distance increased. This is similar to Karen's or Kadine's V-reversal, where it pushed them really, really far. They did it to Laura as well. I really feel like Capcom should focus on Laura's fireball, because that's the most unique thing about her. Her V-trigger is kind of lackluster from a design standpoint, because it doesn't really feel unique. It just like amplifies her, but it doesn't feel unique, I really think Capcom should do something with that and really help with Laura's neutral game. I don't know where Laura's gonna land in Season 2 if they don't change her too much, but I do feel like she needs a lot of changes. Seriously, she was known before as the poor man's Mika, because she's so meter dependent, and I want to see where she lands after we see the full notes. Alright, Vega. Vega, crouching hard punch without claw, bare hand, now causes a crush counter state. Really, really interesting. I think Capcom is seeing that Vega players are playing too often with claw on and not bare hand, and I think Capcom's just encouraging players to switch between the two. Travel distance for EX Crystal Flash, that's the roll into claw special. The travel distance is decreased for the EX version. A lot of Vega players will use that to stop fireballs, to go through it, or to get free pressure. But to lower the distance, I guess there's not much pushback into the corner. I'm not sure. I would have to see it. Buster Claw, that's Vega's forward hard punch. Spins the opponent in the air now instead of a grounded spin when they land a crush counter. This might be a nerf. Vega didn't get too much off of the forward hard punch, because most of the time they do it at max range anyways, and they follow up into a slide. So if it's in the air, I wonder if you can maybe juggle with an EX wall dive possibly, or if it's just a straight up nerf and they don't want you to combo afterwards. Wall dive seems slower and less mobile in general. I kind of like this change. I feel like Vega players were relying too much on random EX wall dives and just using it in general when Vega has one of the strongest neutrals, man, and his ground game is insane. And I think that Vega players are just, it's just, the wall dive just shadows their judgment, and they should really see how powerful this character is. If the input delay change is real, I can see Vega having one of the most powerful neutrals in the game, especially with his insane movement speed, walk back speed. I can't wait to see more Vega players, and yeah, I think Vega has a really cool design in Street Fighter 5. F.A.N.G. This is really interesting. We only have one change to F.A.N.G. His V trigger, when activated, his special moves no longer require charge time. So, for example, his fireball, charge down, up punch, you just have to press down, up punch. All of his charge moves are all like Mortal Kombat motion, just back, forward, punch or kick, down, up, punch instantly. This is gonna make F.A.N.G, when he activates V trigger, actually do something. It'll raise his zoning and make his combos much easier, and maybe do things he otherwise couldn't do. This is a pretty cool change, something I didn't expect. I figured Capcom would focus more on the poison, but yeah, that's all we have for now. F.A.N.G is one of the most anticipated characters in terms of character balance of what would change, and I really hope Capcom looks at his poison mechanic and changes it. I feel like the poison is just not threatening, and I think that's a failed mechanic if it's not threatening. If the opponent is literally walking through his V-skill and not carrying, I think that's like a poor job of how his poison should work. Maybe they should limit the amount of things that actually poison your opponent, but raise the poison damage itself to make it threatening, especially with his V-skill. So I really hope Capcom fixes up F.A.N.G. Okay, Ibuki. She now has an EX restock for her kunais. So you know how she can restock kunai? She now has an EX version of that. I don't know what it does. It probably gives her all her kunais back. But I find this really funny because Ibuki is so meter dependent to begin with that they give her another EX move. Her standing medium kick is more plus on block. And yeah, that's all the notes I can find on her. One of her issues, like I said, is that Ibuki is a really meter dependent character. And yeah, they should look on buffing some other things with her so she doesn't need to rely on it so much. I don't know too much about Ibuki, especially when there's such few pro players playing her, especially in tournament play. But in terms of her V-trigger is pretty powerful. I think one of the problems with her V-trigger though is that even though it's a good comeback factor, good for mix-ups, a lot of the characters in the game they use their V-triggers for excellent confirms. Light punch into V-trigger, crouching medium kick into V-trigger, and they confirm off of that. But the problem with Ibuki is that her V-trigger revolves all around landing that bomb, not just converting into combos. And even if you do, you're giving up the bomb in the first place, and I think that's an issue, especially since Ibuki's V-trigger is 3 bars. So really wonder what Capcom's going to do with her. And yeah, if you guys are wondering about the Rashid notes, they're non-existent. I couldn't find anything on Rashid. I'm sorry, guys. And if there's any characters I missed, I couldn't find any other notes on that. But it's okay, because we're going to get the official notes pretty soon. So that wraps it up, guys, on the preview for the changes of Season 2. Let me know what you guys think about this. Is everything sound right to you? Is your favorite character getting the changes that you want? And don't panic if they aren't, because we're going to get the full notes. It'll probably be really, really huge. And I plan to do it, you know, really in-depth this time. Maybe show a video preview exactly what's changing when the patch finally gets released, hopefully on December 20th. So thanks for taking the time to watch these videos, guys, and I'll keep you guys posted for Season 2 Street Fighter V. Take care.